Hi Capricorn, welcome to your September general 6-card read. Stay tuned for this one. Those that were after a private reading, please feel free to email me on my email, which is also listed below in the show more section, along with services and prices. Thank you again for joining, liking, sharing, subscribing, being a part of this YouTube family of mine. I really do appreciate it. I am approaching quite a few thousand subscribers now, so I think I will be doing something special. We'll see. So stay tuned. Otherwise, we'll get straight into it, Capricorn. September. Okay, that card wanted to pop out. 7 of Pentacles with the 4 of Swords. Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Queen of Swords. Ace of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. And the Hierophant. Okay, starting from the top left, the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is a card that denotes contemplation, assessment, exchange, gain, growth of funds, assessment of life or assessment of finances or current assets or set of circumstances. So there's a lot of thinking that's taking place here, Capricorn. A lot of analyzing, reassessing, perceiving things from a different, perspective, being open-minded. The 7 of Pentacles in a general sense can just indicate you're overlooking finances, you're looking at your savings, you're really looking at your money, your spendings, etc. Maybe you're planning a holiday, you do have the 4 of Swords. Maybe you're planning an important ceremony or wedding with the Hierophant here. But the 7 of Pentacles in a relationship sense, I feel as though there's a lot of assessment that's happening in your relationships. And this is you in your element here. You like things a certain way, so I don't necessarily think there's imbalance, but I just think that it's your contributing to experiences. So this could be dating for some of you that are single, more dates, going on more dates. Maybe someone will gift you something. Could be a fellow earth sign. We do have Gemini with the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with all the swords, and then a Taurus with the Hierophant. Could be a fellow Capricorn or a Virgo. But this is some serious stuff. Things are becoming more serious and you're reflecting on a lot. You're reflecting on where this relationship is going, how much they've contributed to the relationship, how much you've contributed to the relationship. It could also be money. You might be joining accounts, hoping to save. You might want to open up a business together or are trying to save up for getting married, a ceremony of some kind in the month of September, because the next card over you have the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is a card of relaxation, withdrawal, putting something to rest, taking time away. So for some of you, you might be taking a break. If you're in a relationship, you might be taking a break from someone. Maybe you need space. Maybe they need space. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to reflect and assess whether this person is right for you, whether this relationship is going the way you want it, what you could have done differently or what they could have done differently. I think it's all for the best though, because you have the Wheel of Fortune that dominates this reading, and it reminds us that the Wheel of Fortune is turning, so it's a cycle. There's things you need to go through. So if they need space, you need space, so be it, because I think this will be beneficial for you. It will be very insightful and beneficial. For others, it could indicate a holiday. So those that you're in relationships with, you could be taking a trip away with each other with the 4 of Swords. It could be a little getaway. It could be visiting tomb sites, cemeteries, museums where something is on display, tomb effigies, a church, a religious house of some kind as well. And maybe this is where you will be doing your inner reflection, Capricorn. Maybe this is this environment that you need to center yourself and have that direct mental energy with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords and be victorious and have that validation or certainty of the direction you want to take or go. It could be an air sign around you that's coming in as well. So it's either you may put things to rest with an air sign or an earth sign maybe, and just have things be quiet, and not a lot might be happening. Maybe you need to take away the space. It could be a honeymoon. You do have the Hierophant here. Possibly some of you are getting married and going to churches to plan events, engagements or weddings. But it's the need for, maybe some of you just have too much going on with your finances, your relationships, and maybe it's the need to just step away from that this month and just contemplate and find spirituality. Try and center yourself, which I think you will. You have the Queen of Swords here, so I think you will. In a work sense, it could be that you're putting something to rest. You're taking time off from work, taking time away from work, or possibly reinstating something that was once reinstated, such as a certain policy, a certain person. You might be hiring a certain person that previously worked with the company. If you have your own business, maybe it's putting to rest or reselling an item or a product, a service, offering a service that you used to serve in the past that you may offer again in the future or now in September. The next card over is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is quite a charismatic, deliberate, articulate, well-spoken person. Now, this could be you. It could be an important conversation that needs to happen in love or in business. It could be an air sign that's coming in that's very charming. If it's in a relationship, I really feel like some of you are possibly destined with the Wheel of Fortune here for an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a Taurus that you might end up with. And I think fate is sending you this person, whether it's behind the scenes now and this person hasn't yet shown up in your life. I feel like there's possibility that this could happen very soon, if not in September. And it's a person that really has, so to speak, really has everything together, knows where they want to be, has aspirations, has goals, has intent, is deliberate, is a mediator, is someone you can open up with, someone you can converse with and can provide you advice and solace and inspiration. So this could be a dear friend, maybe it's a best friend, a mother, a sister, a brother. Regardless, they're coming up with swords, so they're offering some very insightful advice, some very helpful advice that could help you during this time of reflection maybe. So an important conversation at work as well. Could be with superiors, it could be over finances, it could be direction and how much money you've made, the business has made, the company has made. It's sort of looking for directives here. So it could be a meeting of sorts where you need to deliberate and discuss certain strategies or something like this to help you move it forward, move the business, move the company. Or maybe you need to take the time off because you need help, you need to talk to someone, you need therapy, you need counseling, and maybe this is what you need and it will help you out of it, whatever it is that you're going through. Very influential person, the Queen of Swords, or a very important conversation, a message, a speech, a text that will have you reflecting over this for quite some time, Capricorn. The next card over is the Ace of Swords, victory, defeat, triumph, something being worth the fight, cutting away negativity, cutting away things that no longer serve you, cutting away, in a relationship, it's cutting away the BS, so to speak, but it's getting down to the nitty and gritty, getting down to what really matters, what's really the principle, what's really the point. For some that have had, I feel this sort of space things keeps coming up. It's like you need space, and I feel like it will do you good, and you'll know which way you want to take it from there. So it can be that there's been stagnancy or lack of movement with the Four of Swords with an air sign, but then that changes in September and you become victorious. This air sign surprises you with what they say or what they do, and it could change a lot of things for you. I think should you give them space, maybe it's not necessarily them, maybe it's you need space, but I think this is what's needed right now. In terms of relationships, I feel like some of you are victorious. You have found your significant other, and there's possible marriage here with the Wheel of Fortune. Someone that was destined to be around you. If you were meant to put something to rest, a relationship, a person you'd be speaking to, a toxic relationship, then it was meant to be, because it's all divine orchestration, and so the cycle goes. One cycle ends and another begins, and it's infinite. The Wheel of Fortune is infinite. It just goes round and round and round, and it speaks about fate going round and round, and energies and relationships and life cycles. You can apply it to any perspective, really. In a career sense, it's leading from the front. It's you championing an idea, a piece of work. Say, for example, you're in publishing and a book comes to you and you read it and think, wow, this work is amazing. I'm going to represent it. I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to advocate and champion this work. It could be your own work as well. And it will possibly be put to the public eye. We have the Hierophant here. So obviously someone will review it. And someone will have very crucial, either constructive criticism or very good praise, very insightful advice over this piece of work with the Queen of Swords here, that will help you move this Wheel of Fortune in motion, that will have those wheels in motion. So this is potentially powerful, a big month for you. I love the Wheel of Fortune. Let's just look at the artwork in this card, because for me, I think it's beautiful. It's new beginnings because it comes down to a 10. It's almost like the wheel. It's almost like life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, because the wheel will spin and it might stop on something. But I have a feeling it's stopping on something good, Capricorn. I have a feeling it's spinning in your favor. Right where you want it. For some, you might feel you've gotten really lucky with someone that's around you, and maybe you'll proclaim to them how you really feel about them. The Queen of Swords is here. Maybe you'll say those I love yous. Maybe you'll open up to someone and tell them exactly how much they've changed your life or they've contributed to you. Or maybe you'll tell someone that something hasn't been going well and you don't feel loved and you don't feel appreciated and you'll need space. But the Wheel of Fortune will either bring you back together or create a new life for you. You have to trust that this is for the better. Whatever it is that needs to be communicated, that needs to be said, it's for the better and it needs to happen. And the universe there's some divine plan out there for you. Of course you will on some level help attract it and bring it to fruition, but sometimes it's a higher power that we can't control. Not completely anyway. In a work situation, I feel like luck is on your side with the Wheel of Fortune. Unexpected finances. Could be from an inheritance, could be from a will, could be incentive, bonus, creative pursuits, from speech. You might make money off speech because the Swords is mentality and our communication. So you might make a living with the Seven of Pentacles. This is money. Or a large following with the Hierophant through in how you speak, you communicate. Whether it's consultancy, inspirational speaking, tarot, blogging, relationship advice, YouTube videos, whichever avenue, it's through your speech and through your mentality, psychology, counseling, something like this. You could potentially be making a lucrative career out of this with the Wheel of Fortune. Unexpected income, as I said. Feeling really lucky, feeling really grateful. The next card over is the Hierophant. This is this important person of influence. If this is in a career, I feel like your work will really be put out there and people will notice you for what it is that you're doing, how much contribution you've made, your ideas, how much you've persevered with the Ace of Swords. Could be a Taurus coming in relationships or in work, acquaintanceships, a Taurus that helps elevate you or gets you a platform where you can advertise or showcase your ideas. Or it's someone of large influence, of large following that will be reviewing you, but in a good way. It might take time. If you have something that you want someone to look over, the Four of Swords indicates it might take time for you to receive feedback. So give it space, give it time. It could be a large social media following. You might be publishing your website, but it's something to do with communication and speech this month. That's going to bring you good luck, good fortune, good praise, advice. The Hierophant in a love situation can be marriage. It can be meeting your soulmate with the Wheel of Fortune here. It can be, you think you're at the right place at the right time, but really it's divine orchestration. And you meet someone where conversation just flows, the Queen of Swords, and they're charming and intellectual and stimulating and funny and diplomatic and passionate, and this really excites you. Or if you are in existing relationships, the Four of Swords could see that you might take a second honeymoon. You might be looking at your finances to take a second honeymoon. Maybe it could be marriage counseling for some of you. With the Four of Swords here, it looks like this man here is laying, like, when you see it in movies and in certain therapy offices, people lay down and they discuss their problems and have breakthroughs. So for some, it's talking about that. Remember, communication is key in this month. It's talking about your problems and explaining them, and having someone of expertise, someone with good expertise, help you triumph, help you prevail, help you improve on a situation. Especially in your relationships. But it could be marriage. Some of you are meeting a soulmate and it will just flow and it will happen quite effortlessly and you'll be amazed. Could be a lot of communication via social media, someone that you've had your eye on or that you find very attractive and you've admired them from afar is coming in, and there's communication around that. Or for some, it's about, in relationships, taking time away from each other, having space, but I feel you'll still be checking in on them on social media, on emails. I think there'll still be that communication. But it's deliberation as well. It's important changes too. So I'll leave it at that, Capricorn. So I hope this has been insightful for you. Please feel free to email me if you were after a private reading. Otherwise, have a lovely September and we shall be chatting soon. Thanks again.